We tend to assume the screen in front of us is a window. When we watch the evening news, flip through a magazine, or scroll a social feed, we trust that what we're seeing is a transparent reflection of the objective real world. Psychologists call this the reflection myth. But think of Jim Carrey's character in The Truman Show. He lived his entire life believing his environment was real, unaware that every neighbor, every weather pattern, and every inconvenience was a deliberately constructed broadcast. We are far closer to his situation than we realize. Our brains possess a cognitive function called reality monitoring, which is supposed to track where we learn things. But this process is notoriously flawed. We constantly forget the source of our knowledge, which means we routinely mistake synthetic, media-generated memories for objective, real-world facts. This diagram shows how that happens through a process called agenda setting. The chaotic cluster on the left represents the massive volume of actual, real-world events. But the media cannot reflect all of this. Instead, it acts as a rigid funnel, filtering out reality and choosing exactly what information reaches us. Over time, this triggers a process called mainstreaming. As diverse people consume the same curated inputs, their individual perspectives homogenize into a single, convergent worldview. This constant filtering and synchronization changes our baseline understanding of the world. We navigate a landscape of media-generated memories, often unable to distinguish what we have actually experienced from what we have simply seen on a screen. Behind every curated worldview is a stark economic reality. Every piece of media, from the evening news broadcast to the latest viral video, costs a fortune to produce. Yet only one thing actually brings money back in: advertising.
Because the advertiser holds the purse strings, they're the only entity the media truly has to please. That gives them the power to act as the ultimate architects of our perceived reality. To build that reality, advertisers rely on peripheral route processing. Instead of engaging your logical, critical thinking, they design messages to bypass your active attention. They hit you with familiar music, cute mascots, or striking imagery to elicit a rapid, unconscious emotional response. This manipulation usually starts with a literal visual lie. Food stylists routinely use white glue instead of milk, or swap out quickly melting ice cream for mashed potatoes covered in syrup. What you see on screen is an impossible standard, fabricated purely to bypass your logic and trigger your appetite. And this visual manipulation extends far beyond fast food. When massive corporations cause environmental disasters, they deploy millions of dollars in image-building advertising. They flood our screens with positive, socially responsible imagery to artificially repair their public reality. But objective reality is completely indifferent to a corporate PR campaign. The actual consequences of a massive oil spill involve devastated ecosystems and dying wildlife. The corporate narrative is deliberately engineered to overwrite these harsh truths in our collective memory. From the perfection of a commercial burger to the sanitized aftermath of an industrial disaster, the visual reality presented in media is entirely engineered to protect corporate profits.
If the visual lies draw us in, the verbal lies close the trap. But they aren't outright falsehoods. Instead, advertisers use a tactic known as the true but deceptive claim. This works by exploiting the psychology of inference. An ad will state a literal fact, but it provides just enough context so that your brain automatically bridges the gap and infers a lie that the advertiser never explicitly said. This illustrates a technique called the implied slur. When one company advertises a totally standard feature, like using 100% real ingredients, your brain immediately projects the assumption that competitors must be using fake ones, even though both products are exactly the same. Then there is the juxtaposition of imperatives. Advertisers place unrelated commands side by side, forcing your mind to link them. Help your child excel. Buy our computer. The ad never legally claims the computer makes your kids smarter, but your brain automatically forges a false cause and effect relationship. These cognitive hacks are highly effective because they tie disposable commercial products directly to our fundamental survival traits. They wrap a computer in our desire to protect children, or a brand of soap in our human need for social acceptance and sex. By linking products to our most basic survival instincts, advertisers bypass traditional sales and begin hacking our cognitive processing.
They are turning our fundamental human needs into their most profitable inventory. In the analog era, this constructed reality had strict physical boundaries. If the television or the radio became too overwhelming, you could simply press a button, turn it off, and walk away. The rise of computer-mediated communication, our phones, our social feeds, our constant notifications, has completely erased that physical boundary. Decades ago, the media theorist Marshall McLuhan predicted this. He described an impending global village, an electronic culture of total instantaneous involvement where every individual is constantly connected to and observed by everyone else. We no longer act as passive consumers staring at a screen. We are interactive users. Every click, scroll, and message generates valuable data within a vast ecosystem of surveillance capitalism. Here is a diagram of the structural trap this creates. Because our family, friends, and careers are deeply integrated into this network, an individual opt-out is practically impossible. You try to disconnect, but the social and economic tethers pull you right back in. Within this inescapable network, every detail of our lives is extracted and used to customize the information environment around us. We have reached a point where the digital ecosystem functions as a total environment, a system of constant surveillance and tailored feedback that resembles a show we can never stop performing in. We cannot physically escape the digital ecosystem, but by maintaining strict philosophical skepticism and understanding exactly how these cognitive tactics operate on our minds, we can build our own defenses. Recognizing the architecture of this perceived reality is our only way to reclaim agency over what we believe.